Hello guys, welcome back. Today we've got a bit of a discussion, potentially a rant. Don't mind, I'm just using a webcam, so the quality is not going to be great, although it never really is. Okay, last week in Australia, if you're a part of the retro game community or just gaming, if you're a gaming enthusiast in general, EB Games had the NES Classic up for sale. Their website is notorious for crashing under heavy loads, and it did. So basically, they had a time set up where they were going to release the system. They did. The website crashed. They ended up postponing it until the next day. So even people that had it in their carts or potentially had bought it, they cancelled all those orders and reset it for the next day, and they were getting a lot of traffic. I don't know how many units they had, but I've heard from people, not personally, but someone Jim Sterling knew, said that a Target in his area only got 3 units. And from what I hear, when they got the small amount extra, like a bit more stock, they ended up getting even less, or maybe another 3 units. So as far as how many EB Games got, I have no idea. But this is just a follow-up to another thing that happened. So I tried to get one. I personally had no interest in buying one, but the fact that they were so hard to come by, really just... I don't know, I just kind of wanted to try and get one myself. So I took a bit of video because I was trying on 2 computers to potentially get one. The website went down. I managed to get it in the cart, but whenever you'd go to try and process your payment, it just wouldn't work. And after a while, they just reset everything everyone had in their cart. Now, next up, we're talking about Black Friday. And of course, Black Friday is a time when you can definitely get a lot of good deals. I think the NES Classic went up on Catch of the Day, which is a site in Australia similar to eBay, but they get a lot of deals from things they've bought in bulk, and it all ships out from the same place. Sort of like Amazon? Maybe not, because anyone can sell on Amazon, I think. Okay, so what happened was EB Games, I believe they did this last year, they actually were selling a lot of games, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, and Wii U, as well as PS Vita, I believe, games for $1 each. That's pretty good. Now, that sounds great, and it sounded like they had a lot of stock, because they were like, oh, we're clearing, was it $20 million worth of stock or something, which that sounds like a lot of stock. And yeah, they might have had a lot of stock, who knows. But the thing was, it went live around 12 a.m. or whatever. I'd just gotten back from shooting an event, so I was still wide awake. I didn't really need to get to sleep. Actually, I had something on in the morning, so yeah, I was sort of quick. I had bought a heap of items. Basically, what happened was you'd pay for the items. I paid on PayPal, for instance, so that I paid for the items. I'd bought the items. It hadn't said they were out of stock or anything. I'd paid for the items, and I bought a few different things because I thought, oh, if they can't fulfill the order, they'll just cancel it or whatever. Similar to how JB HIFI last year actually had a heap of $1 games go up on their site by mistake. But they fulfilled the orders if they could to 100%. So if they couldn't get every single game that was in your order, they would cancel it and refund you in full. Now, the problem was EB Games had little to no of this stock, basically. So any of this stock they had, they couldn't fulfill it. So you'd think they would just refund everyone the money, and anyone that miraculously somehow did have their whole order would just get it fulfilled. But here's the problem. What they did, I don't know how legal this is really. They basically emailed people back saying like, oh, we're so sorry, we looked high and low. I'll probably show you an email. I'll probably put overlays over this video because it'll just be me sitting in front of a low quality Logitech webcam. But basically what they were like was like, oh, we're sorry, we can't fulfill your order, so we're going to refund you all this money for the games. But the thing was, even if you just had like one game out of the lot, they would just send you that one game. And the worst part is, they didn't adjust the postage price. So it happened to me personally, and I've seen other people as well. I had a $1 game, and because my original order was for $41 games, the postage was going to be $29, which I was more than happy to pay, because if you're shipping a massive box, it does cost that much. And I think they use Star Trek. I think that's the courier they use. I don't use Australia Post. No one does anymore. So I see that they've refunded me the price of the games, but to my surprise, when I actually look, the postage price is still $29. I think it was 3 games with that order, but I've had other orders where it was like $15 and they shipped 1 game. So, big problem. Those 3 $1 games, I didn't want to pay $29 postage for because they don't adjust the postage price. They kept it the same as the price you paid originally when you bought the whole lot. So they ended up shipping it out. Basically, you had no option to just cancel and be like, I don't even want these games. Like, if you can't fulfill my order in full, I don't want them. And the big problem was, basically, they sort of like broke the contract. You paid money for these items, and they're breaking that trust or whatever. I'm thinking on my feed here. And they just sent you whatever they had. And in most cases, it was the worst games, just absolute shit. I mean, I just bought every game I could get for $1, because why not? Just get a heap of games, look good on your shelf or whatever. So they send the really shit games, and I've got a bit of footage of a box I literally just opened. Because they've been arriving over the last few days, because unlike what I thought, they were not shipping these out from a large warehouse of back catalog stock. No, these were games from in-store. So these employees have to scramble around the store trying to find these games that they probably don't own anymore or just don't have. I mean, I would have thought they would have had an inventory list or something, and they would have just been able to change the website or update the listing once everything was sold. But apparently that's not actually the case. So this was somewhat resolved because, unsurprisingly, EB Games probably not wanting to get into a massive consumer affairs dispute, will actually refund all the postage price if you call them up on the number, I think it was 133. It's on the website. I'll actually put it up on screen now. So give this number a call. Just explain what happened. Basically say like, oh, I had this order of like whatever, however many games. You had like 20 games, and only one of them arrived, and the postage price, it was still the same. Like, basically, they will refund all of your postage price, which is good, but it shouldn't have gotten to this stage. That's all I'm saying. So you call them up, wait on the phone for. Well, the first time I did it, I only waited like 2 minutes. But with this one order that was still $29 for shipping 3 really shit games, that hadn't been refunded. So you got to make sure you keep track of this and chase up any orders that they don't refund. So you got to be very specific. Because there was one order I had where I bought a few decent games, stuff for Christmas and all that for people. And I was fine to pay the price because it was like, basically, they had nearly every game that I actually wanted, and they shipped that out for like $10. So I was fine. So give them a call. You might be waiting for 20 minutes. They'll ask for your order number, or if you have many orders, they might just ask for your email address, and then they'll go through and refund you on whatever they can, whatever sort of fits the criteria. Now that definitely helped, but it's still a bit of a dodgy thing that you have to be the one to sort of make the effort and get the refund. They're not just refunding the postage as they should. I don't think they're learning, because apparently this happened last year and it's a bit of a con. So they're going to still, I mean, I'm not surprised that they're happy to refund the postage in full, because the amount of people that probably won't get the postage refunded will sort of even that out, and they'll make a lot of money. Yeah, this was just sort of my experience. I'm trying to think if I've got any games. One sec. I mean, I got this for, man, I've only got one little light. I'm so sorry, this is a very poor quality video. I got this for like $4, and that was cool. That arrived fine. The only thing is, in fact, these games were listed as new, but none of them are sealed. And you'll see the Duke Nukem Forever games that I got in this large box just literally minutes ago. I didn't have a slip cover. There were 2 copies of the game in one folder. There was no manuals. I don't know how you can define that as new. And as far as consumer affairs is concerned, that's probably breaking some kind of law. Anyway, it's all just a big mess, and EB Games has really broken my trust. First, like the NES Mini thing. I mean, I don't even really care about the NES Mini. It's just like, But no, they're not to blame. Nintendo's to blame for basically making this product seem highly desirable because, you know, it's human instinct, and Jim Sterling just did a great video on this. Definitely check it out. Basically, if you what am I saying? You want what you can't have. All right? And the fact that these NES Minis are so hard to obtain, similar thing happened with the Amiibos. I'm sure they're eventually going to bring out lots of stock, and they're guaranteed to sell. I mean, Nintendo isn't doing anything legally wrong, but it's definitely something morally sort of, you know, a bit off about that. But I'm really rambling at this point, so give them a call. Number will be listed somewhere, maybe in the description. Get your postage money back. The best part is the person on the phone actually told me that you can actually return the games to a store if you didn't want them, and they'll give you your money back. But is it really traveling halfway across? Is it really worth traveling halfway across town to return 3 $1 games? Car going past outside. No, it isn't. That's the problem. So that's all I've got to say. Give them a call, EB Games. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. It's the same shit every time. And do you really care about your customers and loyalty? Because I see a lot of people that are just boycotting the shit out of you at the moment. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You have a nice day. Hopefully you get your money back. I'll have some more videos coming soon. I've actually been using this Nokia 3315. I'm going to try and call it. Oh shit, it was actually just calling a number then. I'm actually going to use it for a few days and see if it's any good. Anyway, that's a future video. So I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.